Shalom, brothers and sisters. It's your brother Yahawashi. I want to give all honor and glory and praises to Yahweh, about Hashem, Mashiach, Malak, Yahawashi. Peace, salutation to the hopeful elect scattered abroad across the four corners of the earth, learning or teaching this gospel in truth and sincerity. Shalom. Today I want to go over this copy of Fema Homeland article, blue, red, and yellow, and black list. Are you on the FEMA's kill list? So we're going to go over this today. It's like just to keep us updated on the FEMA camps. We know that they're on the way. First, I want to get into that Revelation 11 and 13. It's the book of Revelation, chapter 11 and verse 13. In the same hour, in the same hour was there a great earthquake, and the 10th part of the city fell. So the 10th part of the city would be the 10 FEMA regions, in Babylon. That's the topic I'm going over. It's like FEMA, and they ascended up to heaven and in the cloud, and they're Salakia. And in the earthquake were slain of men 7,000, and the remnant were affrighted and gave glory to the Yahweh of heaven. And that's the elect being affrighted, having fear when they see Yahawashi bring judgment on this place, with the missiles to Babylon, to the chariots,
I'm a good girl, I am.
Start this from the top.
So I was reading this article that martial law is about to be declared this year or next year. People's mailboxes have a color-coded sticker on them. And the purpose of the color-coded sticker is to determine what category of citizen you fall into.
I'm a good girl, I am.
And so this morning I came out, looked at my mailbox to see if I had a color-coded sticker on it. And there was a sticker on it.
Say what?
So
as we can see, that's what we're gonna get into Esau Edom real quick. This is Genesis chapter 25, verse 27. And the boys grew, and Esau was a cunning hunter, a man of the field, and Jacob was a plain man dwelling in tents. So we know, the book of Job, chapter 9, verse 24, earth was given to the hand of the wicked. And who was the hand of the wicked, it was given to Esau Edom, earth, and that's what it was, the so-called white man who got the fatness of the earth and the sword, This is how Esau Edom got the fatness of the earth and the sword. Book of Genesis, chapter 27, start at verse 36. And he said, is it not though rightly named Jacob? For he has supplanted me these 2 times, and he took away my birthright. And behold, now he had taken away my blessing. And he said, hast thou not reserved a blessing for me? So that's Esau complaining to Isaac when Jacob pretended to be Esau and got the blessing through Esau's birthright, because Esau sold his birthright for pottage. Pottage of lentils, because Esau didn't care about his birthright. He said he's at the point to die, and what profit shall his birthright do to him? And then that's when Esau sold his birthright, to Jacob. And that's how it's fair and square, Verse 37, and Isaac answered and said unto Esau, behold, I have made him thy lord, and all his brethren I have given to him for servants, and with corn and wine I sustained him. What shall I do now unto thee, my son? Esau said unto his father, though but one blessing, my father, bless me even also, my father. And Esau lifted up his voice and wept. He wept. You see that? He's he wasn't happy about it. So it's like Esau wanted a blessing, And then Isaac, his father, answered and said unto him, behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth. And that's what Esau got. And he also got of the dew of the heaven from above. In verse 40, and by the sword shalt thou live, and serve thy brother, and it shall come to pass, when thou shalt have the dominion, that thou shalt break his yoke from off thy neck. And that's what he got, the fatness of the earth and the sword. And the sword's the military, like his firepower, his firepower, the guns and stuff. And the military, all the stuff they got, like tanks and stuff and jets. You got all that. It's like that's how we know, like we can't beat him in a gunfight, like us Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans. We are going to follow our blessing, which is Yahawashi and repentance, into getting baptized in water and for the remission of sins to receive the Holy Ghost. Bring out that Genesis 9:6. The book of Genesis, chapter 9 and verse 6. Whoso sheddeth man's blood, by man shall his blood be shed, for in the image of Yahweh made he man. That's what's going to happen to Esau, Edom. Because it says right here in Revelation 13:10, he that leadeth in captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here's the patience and the faith of the saints. So like that's how it is right there. The sword is about to turn on him, The same sword he used to bring the Negroes, Hispanics, and Native American Indians into captivity, the same sword is going to lead them into captivity, So it's like, man. So I bring out that Jeremiah 30:16 too. It's the book of Jeremiah, chapter 30. In verse 16, therefore all that devour thee shall be devoured, and all thine adversities, every one of them shall go into captivity. And they that spoil thee shall be a spoil, and all that prey upon thee will give for a prey. And that's what's going to happen to Esau, Edom, and his descendants. He's going to become subjects, He's going to be a slave. I'll get that Isaiah 33. It's the book of Isaiah, chapter 33. Woe to thee that spoilest, and thou wast not spoiled, and dealest treacherously, and they dealt not treacherously with thee. When thou shalt cease to spoil, thou shalt be spoiled, and when thou shalt make an end to deal treacherously, thou shalt deal treacherously with thee. Verse 2, O Yahweh, gracious unto us, and we have waited for thee, that thou arm every morning our salvation also in the time of trouble. So like that's what Esau Edom's doing. He's betraying others, and he will be betrayed for it, since he's doing it, and he's done destroying, so he will be destroyed, Of course, he's going to have to go through that slavery. His descendants are, and Yahawashi, Esau, Edom will get destroyed, You feel me? So that's how it's going to go. The sword, he did all that wickedness and betrayal. The nuclear warheads and nuclear warhead missiles are coming from Yahawashi. Chariots are going to destroy his kingdom, and we will take it, just like Daniel 7:18. The same sword that got him the blessing, the fatness of the earth, it's the same sword that's going to destroy his kingdom and have him finished, and his descendants back in captivity, And Babylon's trying to get the fatness of the earth. Like, that's all they do, try to take resources of these countries, like fertile spots and fertile spots. Like, that's the definition of the fatness of the earth. And that means to have an abundance of something, like an abundance of oil or diamonds or stones. Babylon's going for that oil, though. You know how they do it. Because we consume a lot of oil out here, and that's why. And that that sword definition, like in Genesis, in what I read when Esau was given the sword still means to cut and hurt, and that's what they did. They hurt many countries. Look at Israel, cut the Native Americans with their guns, you know. And the conquistadors, you know, from Spain, they came down to South America and persecuted the natives there. And we all know what Christopher Columbus did to them, you know. You know, our motherland Jerusalem was raided by the Romans, the Edomites, and the Greeks were Edomites also that defiled the temple. And we got it back in the book of Maccabees, and that's why we celebrate the Feast of Dedication, not these pagan holidays like Christmas. We celebrate the holy days. That's all Esau was doing, you know, taking resources, man, fatness of the earth. It's like, man, like, look at Babylon, you know, it's America, man, what they did to Gad, you know, and killed his buffalo. Esau's going to pay for this, you know. Scriptures I brought out, like, just explains it, like he talks sweet, but just to do it and take resources, you know. Like that, bring out that Jeremiah 2:33. The book of Jeremiah, chapter 2 and verse 33. Why trimmest thou thy way to seek love? Therefore hast thou also taught the wicked one thy ways? And that's what Esau does, you know. He plots and schemes to win his lovers, and like he's getting, like, that's how the wicked's learn from him. That's like he teaches the wicked, you know. They learn. They follow his footsteps. It's nothing new under the sun. Oh man. Just like the Just like that Psalms 55 and 21, you know. The words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart, and his words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords. And that's how you know Esau knows how to sweet things in his words to get what he wants, and then before you know it, boom, you got stabbed in the back, you know, with the sword. Yeah. It's like Yahawashi is coming though through Yahweh to rule forever, like you know, like Daniel 7:18. But the saints of the Most High shall take the kingdom and possess the kingdom forever, even forever and ever. So we know Yahweh is all the times near. Like, that's why there's Fema camps. That's why I'm going over this. Like, this is right around the corner. It's like you're right around the corner. And martial law is right around the corner. And like I was saying, like, getting into Esau was a hunter, right? Like in that Genesis 25 and 27, he is placing the snares and the traps, you know, seeing who he needs to get and kill, who I need to brainwash. Jacob, like was just a laid back dude, like just not in the scene too much, you know, like just like how Jake is nowadays, you know. So let me start this video back up.
Let's go look at what there is on it and what there was actually. We have a yellow color code sticker, which here's how the theory goes.
Do tell.
If you have a red sticker on your mailbox, the government has labeled you as a former veteran, a patriot, anti-Big Brother, against the New World Order. The theory always says at 4 a.m. on the date they declare martial law, at 4 a.m. they're going to come and kick your door in. The blue sticker says that you think like the red sticker people, but you're just a follower of the red sticker people. So you're in the second tier of patriot, not as big a threat. So you're going to be under house arrest, and they're going to come get you and move you to the Fema camps.
You'll pay.
So you see that, like, this shows you that the men that are baptized in Yahawashi for remission of sins, some but not all, will have to suffer persecution, you know? And also, if you watch and believe, you're in the same category, like how the blue sticker, like how he's explaining, because you believe and you're baptized in water for the remission of sins and receive the Holy Ghost. So you're still on the same page, you know. And you know, Big Brother's watching, man. The government's watching. Esau Edom, man. He's keeping tabs, like how he's a hunter, you know. He's seeing like who's doing what, who's doing this. And that's why you gotta build your foundation on the Lord, man, because these times are coming quickly. Prophecies are being fulfilled, you know, like the Euphrates River is already dried up. Like Yahawashi, I'll make a video on that as well. Like, you know, prophecies are being fulfilled, you know. It's like, that's why we gotta stay in the spirit and keep enduring, you know. Like Khan, like I know I slipped up, but I had to get back up, you know. Like that Proverbs 24:16. I'll bring it out. The book of Proverbs, chapter 24 and verse 16. For a man that falleth 7 times and riseth up again, but the wicked shall fall into mischief, you know. And I'm not gonna fall. I'm not gonna be in the hands of the wicked, man. I'm not gonna fall into mischief, man. I gotta get back up and keep enduring to the end. You know, seek my salvation with fear and trembling, you know. I gotta keep going. Like, you know, Philippians 2:12, man. You just gotta keep going, man. Like in Baruch 4:28, you know, seek him 10 times more. Salaki, I'm gonna bring that out. The book of Baruch, chapter 4, verse 28. For as it was your mind to go astray from Yahweh, but being returned, seek him 10 times more, you know. And then that's what I'm doing, Yahawashi, you know, seeking him 10 times more, staying in these precepts, watching the videos, just trying to learn every day, staying connected with the brethren, you know. You feel me? Like the line's always open. Like it's never been like that. It's all love at the end of the day. That's all I do is try to give back and show love any way I can, and examine myself and try to improve in this truth. Yahawashi is trying to seek in the kingdom, you know, and laying my treasures upon heaven, you know. You feel me? And not trying to get led to the path of destruction, you know, staying on that straight and narrow. That's what we're trying to do. Feel me? Endure to the end, that we shall be saved, you know. And this is 1 Corinthians chapter 3:10. According to the grace of Yahweh, which is given unto me as a wise master builder, I have laid the foundation, and another buildeth thereon. But let every man take heed how he had builded thereupon. For other foundation can no man lay than that is laid, which is Yahawashi HaMashiach. So that's where we lay our foundation on, Yahawashi HaMashiach, man. We gotta, you feel me, lay your foundation on the Lord, man, because time's running out. Esau's time's almost up.
Papers are not in order.
They're in order. Look at them again.
Red sticker, you die on the first night. Blue sticker, you're under house arrest till they move you to the Fema camps. And then the yellow sticker means that you're a good, loyal, big government, Obama type, New World Order supporter, and that you're going to go along to get along, and that you're going to be loyal and subject and take the mark of the beast and this and this and that. I mean, I kind of find it funny that I come out here and there's a yellow sticker on the mailbox. So that means our household is just going to go along to get along, take the mark of the beast, I suppose. So we'll avoid the guillotine. But on a side note, this blue...
So you see that? That yellow sticker means they're going to take the mark of the beast, man. And they're going to fall in with Esau's guidelines. And they will avoid the guillotine. You heard what he said. And the guillotine's getting beheaded for this truth, man. You know, I got a preset. This is Salaki. I'm getting to it real quick. It's the book of Timothy, chapter 3, in verse 12. Yeah, and all that live in godly in Hamashiach Yahawashi shall suffer persecution, you know? And that's how it's gonna go, you know? That's why we bring out that John 15 and 20, because that lines up perfect with it. You know, because Yahawashi had to go through this, so we got to go through this, man. This is the book of John, chapter 15 and verse 20. Remember the word that I said unto you, the servant is not greater than his Lord. If they have persecuted me, they will also persecute you. If they have kept my saying, they will keep yours also. You know, so Yahawashi went through this, so Yahweh Radazah, some of us in the body of the Church Yahawashi Yahawashi will have to go through this as well. And you got to lay your foundation on Yahweh Bashim Yahawashi, because we got to rejoice when we do this, you know, like John 16 and 33. The things that I've spoken unto you, that in me ye might have peace. In the world ye shall have tribulation, but be of good cheer. I have overcome the world. So we got to be of good cheer when we die for the Lord, you know. I'm going to be Yahweh Radazah. If I got that red sticker on my mailbox or on my front curb, I'm going to be juiced. I'm going to rejoice that I get to die for Yahweh Bashim Yahawashi, you know. Because we get raised up first, you know? And I'll get into that too, Yahweh Radazah. But, yeah, like, that's what we're doing, though, man. Just keep following, living godly in Yahawashi, you know, keeping his law, statutes, and commandments, and not folding, taking the MOTB, the mark of the beast. Some of us will be persecuted and suffer for our faith, you know? That CBDC's on the way. We know what time it is. Elon Musk is bringing out the chip in the head as well, because you know it's going to be in your hand or on your head, you know. And I'll bring out that Revelation 17 and verse 6. The book of Revelation, chapter 17, in verse 6, and I saw a woman drunken with the blood of the saints and with the blood of the martyrs of Yahawashi. And when I saw her, I wondered with great admiration. So the martyrs, you know, those are the people who die for Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahawashi. You know, a martyr is someone who proves their strength and genuineness of their faith in Hamashiach by undergoing a violent death. Yahweh Radazah, that's what we're going to go through, and we had to keep our mindset on that. Because dying for something we believe in, getting beheaded for Yahweh Bashim Yahawashi, staying strong in what we believe in, you know, the Lord. That's what it's all about. I'll get that Revelation chapter 20 and verse 4. And I saw thrones, and they sat upon them. Judgment was given unto them, and I saw the souls of them that were beheaded for the witness of Yahawashi, for the word of Yahweh, in which had not worshipped the beast, neither his image, neither had received his mark upon his foreheads or in their hands. And they lived and reigned with Hamashiach 1,000 years. You know, so us servants, you know, disciples of Yahawashi will receive the red sticker, and some will get the blue, because not all of the hopeful elect will die for the truth. You know, some are going to get beamed up before this place gets demolished to Esau's kingdom. And you know, you gotta accept it, and you know, just be happy to die for Yahweh Bashim Yahawashi. Because like I was saying, man, I'll bring it out now. That 1 Corinthians 15:52. This is 1 Corinthians chapter 15 and verse 52. I'll start at 50. Now when I say, brethren, that flesh and blood cannot inherit the kingdom of Yahweh, neither does corrupt inherit incorruption. Behold, I show you mystery. We shall not all sleep, but we shall be changed. Verse 52, and in a moment, in the twinkle of an eye, at the last trump, for the trumpet shall sound, and the dead shall be raised incorruptible, and we shall be changed. You know? That's the people who died for this truth. They're getting risen up first into their immortal body, the spiritual powers body, you know. And I can bring that out in 1 Thessalonians. Bear with me, Salaki. I'm gonna bring that out real quick. In 1 Thessalonians chapter 4 and 16, and for the Lord himself shall descend from heaven with the shout of the voice of the archangel, you know, with the trumpet of Yahweh, and the dead in Hamashiach shall raise first. And that's how it goes right there. Like the archangel, Michael the archangel, you know, and through that he's gonna raise up Yahawashi through the trumpet. He's going to raise up the dead, and Hamashiach shall rise first. So we're going to rise first, the ones that die in Hamashiach, you know. That's why we would want to do it. because we're showing we believe in our faith in Yahawashi, Yahawashi. That means being persecuted. That's what we want. We got to have that mindset in the body, you know, to stay in the spirit and be prepared for it. Because we not taking the mark of the beast, you know. It's that Revelation 13:5. Revelation chapter 13 and verse 15. And then he had power given unto the and he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, and that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. And we know that the New World Order is the image of the beast, you know. And when you don't worship it, you will die. You will be killed, you know, because we ain't doing it. We ain't falling for that.
This morning was down there on the ground next to the mailbox. So either we have been recategorized, or we have friends in high office or something that came by and wanted to save us from the impending danger. And I think it's kind of funny because I hate the federal government. I'm actually right now carrying a 380 LCP. I do have a concealed carry permit, and I would figure that would trigger or register with the government. And I commonly post that I can't stand the federal government taking away our freedoms and yada yada yada. And I don't see a color-coded sticker on my neighbor's mailbox. Anyways, I just thought it was funny that I would clearly, in my opinion, and I'm kind of pissed off, I would think I'd be in the red sticker camp. I've got 3 rifles right next to my bed. I always carry my 380 on my person. And apparently, at worst, I'm a blue sticker. But I guess, according to how the theory goes, we're safe, and the government's going to leave us alone. So I just thought it was kind of cool. What are they going to do anyways? So we're kind of small potato up here. So who knows? Maybe I'll put the blue sticker back just so I can get a knock on the door when they declare martial law.
Do you see that white thing? There was a blue label in there. We have our names there, my wife and I. See this? When questioned, it was blue. When I questioned the post office about it, because these are lock boxes. I want to show you something. See the sticker? They put flags in all of them too. These are locked. When I questioned why there was a blue thing in mine, they said that's to identify if a forward is in effect, which it isn't. So I pulled it out and threw it away. Now this one below me, number 12, the lock's been tampered with. You see that? I'm going way out of my way. They have a red one from the post office, and it says forward. You see that? Now, here's the thing. See, it's broken. That just happened recently. Here's the thing, in closing, and this is a quick video. I know the family. They live right there. Her husband is a pastor, a big pastor, a well-known, outspoken pastor.
Puzzled neighbors are on Facebook and on Twitter. They're wondering what's with the X marks that have been left on street curbs. Residents of at least 2 Northside neighborhoods report seeing more and more of these things.
I've had people calling me saying they go out to their mailbox and they find a dot or a little blue dot on their mailbox, and they wonder what the little red dot, blue dot is. Well, it's marking your box by the government, so when foreign troops come in here on us after martial law, if you have a red dot on your mailbox, they take you out immediately and shoot you right in the head. But if you have a blue dot, they take you to the Fema camps being built by Halliburton right now.
A little bit of mud isn't stopping the construction of the Fema dome in Lumberton. Crews began the work in April.
Towering more than 50 feet above the ground, this 25,000 square foot building being built between Lumberton Intermediate School and Lumberton High School is the first of its kind in Southeast Texas. It's a disaster dome able to withstand 200-mile-an-hour winds. It will allow first responders and people who are unable to evacuate to a safe location to safely ride out storms.
Lumberton ISD is one of the school districts that is used as a command center, and this has been kind of used as our command center in the event of an emergency.
The multi-million-dollar project is part of the Texas Safe Shelter Initiative and is being funded primarily by FEMA grants to Hardin County.
It's Salakia Akim and Akwatium. Yeah, my mom was calling me. I can't answer that, man. I'm doing the work of the Lord right now. Yahawashi, Yahawashi. You know what time it is. Matthew 10, chapter 10, man. Parents, it's going to be against us, you know. Proverbs 16:7, no, I got my enemies at peace with me, you know. Because you know that they ain't with this truth, man. So, Revelation chapter 2 and verse 10, man. Fear none of those things that which thou shalt suffer. Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison, that ye may be tried, and ye shall have tribulation 10 days. Be thou faithful unto death, and I will give you a crown of life. You know? Man, like, like, that's what it is right there. That's what we want, man, the crown of life, you know? It's like, you know, when we get cast into Fema, you know, as we all know, you know, it could be your local Walmart, like that Jade Helm 15 said, you know. They called it Salaki. They called it a conspiracy theory. But remember what the Akiwan said, you know, if it's a conspiracy, most likely it's going to be true, you know. So we just got to be faithful unto death, man. Let no man take thy crown, you know, like Revelation 3 and 11. Behold, I come quickly. Hold that fast, that which thou hast, that no man take thy crown, you know. And we can't let Esau, Edom take the crown, man. We can't let him win. You got to keep fighting, no matter what. The book of James, chapter 1 and verse 12. Blessed is the man that endureth temptation, for when he is tried, he shall receive the crown of life, which the Lord hath promised to them that love him. You know, that's the children of Israel, man, his elect. And you know, getting the crown. That's his elect, the mighty men getting the crown, man. Like 2nd Esdras 2 and 43, that's what we want. This is why we would love to die for Yahawashi, Yahawashi any time of the day, you know. If we get that red on our curb or our mailbox, we juiced. For sure. It's like, so, you know, that 10 days is completion, you know, like Revelation 2 and 10. So, you know, like it can be weeks or days or months. We don't know how long it will be, you know. This is Yahawashi, Yahawashi's movie. You know, that's the tribulation, trials and tribulations you got to go through. If that means being killed, you know, like I said, we're going to rejoice because we die for Yahawashi every day in this walk regardless. Just as that 1 Corinthians, right, 15 and 31. I'll bring that out. This is the book of Corinthians, chapter 15 and verse 31. I protest by your rejoicing, which I have in a Mashiach Yahawashi, our Lord. I die daily, you know. We do this daily, so it's going to be nothing for us to do this for Yahweh Bashim Yahawashi, Yahweh Radazah. It happens, you know. That's the mindset we're on. And, you know, like, we know our works will follow us, you know. Like in that, like in that Revelation 14, and I'll start at 12. Here is the patience of the saints. Here are they that keep the commandments of Yahweh and the faith of Yahawashi. So we're keeping the commandments of Yahweh through the ones that Moses gave us from Yahweh, you know, when Moses led him out of Egypt through Yahweh. And then now we're keeping that faith in Yahawashi by showing our patience and going through these trials and tribulations. And this would be another trial and tribulation we'd have to go through, getting beheaded for Yahawashi. In verse 13, and I heard a voice from heaven saying unto me, Right, blessed are the dead which die in the Lord from henceforth, yes, saith the Spirit, that they may rest their labors and their works do follow them. So their works are going to follow them for dying for Yahawashi, you know. And we gotta be ready for this. Like, that's our mindset, like I was saying, you know, because, like, you feel me? Like, that's what Paul's mindset was on. You feel me? Like, I'll bring that out as well. Salakia. This is the book of Acts, chapter 21. And, It's like, this is Acts chapter 21 and verse 13. And Paul answered and said, What mean ye to weep and break mine heart? For I am ready not to be bound only, but also to die at Jerusalem for the name of the Lord Yahawashi. You know? And he said that, verse 14, and when he would not be persuaded, and we see saying, the will of the Lord be done, you know? And that's the will of Yahawashi, Yahawashi, you know, dying for the Lord Yahawashi. Paul wanted to do it, so do we, you know? So it's like, this is what we live for. This is what we waiting on. This is our patience of the saints, you know? That's what we're trying to be, the saints, separate from all these people, the holy people, you know? Because we're a royal priesthood, you know? We're chosen. That's what we got to maintain to be. Endure to the end, you know? Like Matthew, bring that up, you know? The book of Matthew, chapter 24 and verse 13, man, but he that endured unto the end, the same shall be saved. And that's what we're doing. We're trying to endure to the end and be saved. And if we got to get beheaded, we getting beheaded for sure. No ifs, ands, or buts. It's going down, you know? Man, we ain't talking that one guy. I forgot his name, Salakia. Meet me at the mall. It's going down like that guy, you know? But he won't forget your works, you know? Dying for Yahawashi, Yahawashi. Like I said, your works follow you, and this would be a part of your works and your faith, you know? And that's another Yapa precept to bring out. So like y'all was just on it too. Slack it, bear with me. I'm on it. Come. The book of James, chapter 2, and verse 20. But wilt thou know, O vain man, that faith without works is dead? You know? And that's why, like I was saying, this is part of your works in faith, you know, dying for the Lord, man. That's why we put our foundation on the Lord, and like this is what we'd have to do in the faith and the work in the body, you know, just keep doing our roles, man. We all got different roles, and just keep doing them, man. And, you know, this article is kabod, you know, this is heavy. It's just exposing what the New World Order is doing. So it's like, you know, just keep getting into it, you know. That's what Esau is doing. He's color coding you based on what the government knows about you. Esau's a hunter, you know. That's what it was explaining right there. Millions will dig the ditch they are told to dig, then wet the pants and the machine guns, you know. And the tiny minority will have to do what will be required. And it's time to stop arguing over the culture war, and it's saying, how did this happen to me, you know? And it's like, stop hunkering down for the apocalypse, time to stop waiting to get beamed up. See, they already know, the government already knows that we trying to get beamed up. If you sit home waiting your turn to deserve to have your gun taken from your cold, dead hands, what will you do when it's time to hunt New World Order hacks, Republicans and commies, liberals and progressives? And it says, what will you do when they come for you, but what will you do when they come for your neighbor? Here it is, going in the red list again. If you have a red sticker on your mailbox or a red sticker on the cribbing in front of your home, the FEMA has determined you to be an illegal alien or here on visa, and that means when martial law takes over, you are going to be killed on the first night of the New World Order. Right there. You know? That's exactly what we getting into. That we gonna die for Yahawashi, Yahawashi, dying for the Lord. You'll be dragged out of your homes at 4 a.m., taken to the FEMA detention centers and killed. Just like that Revelation 2:10, you know? This will approximately take 2 weeks before the martial law is enforced. You know, the blue list, if you have a blue sticker, then FEMA has determined that you are a Muslim of Hispanic descent, African American, or American that supports the rights of these people. And you will be headed off to one of the FEMA camps that allegedly being set up all over the United States. You know? And it says like these are the enemies of the New World Order. You know? Salaki, but are followers of the red list folks. So they follow the people who are gonna die for the truth, you know? So they're in the same category basically. Just they're not gonna die. Like I said, some are gonna get beamed up. So the people who wouldn't get beamed up would be on the blue sticker, you know? It's like these are enemies of the New World Order, but followers of the red list folks. And these people will be rounded up after martial law is in place, and they will be taken to the detention centers and re-educated. Various mind control techniques will be used on them. And most will not survive this. Mr. Springmeyer was not specific on exactly who was on the blue list, but I would guess that people such as you and I are on that list. So, you know, Salaki, but yeah, like that. When it says like that, mind control techniques they will use on him, that's like from the movie Get Out, you know? And it's like, that's what they did to Jake, you know? Try to brainwash him, the MK Ultra techniques, you know? The MK Ultra tactics. Try to make him a slave again, to program him, re-educate him and brainwash him. That's what Esau be doing. And if you're of the elect, Yahawashi, Yahawashi, it's going to protect you, so don't even worry about it. It's the book of Matthew, chapter 24, and verse 24. For there shall arise false Hamashiachs and false prophets, and they shall show great signs and wonders, and insomuch that, if it were possible, they shall deceive the very elect, you know? And this is going into the false prophets, that they can't deceive the elect, you know? Like this, you can't play us with that leaven, you know? Little leaven, then leaven the whole lump, you know? You know? That's there, Galatians 5 and 9. Come on now. I'll bring it out. It's the book of Galatians, chapter 5, and verse 9. A little leaven leavened the whole lump, you know? And that's why we know that in Matthew chapter 16 and 6, Yahawashi told us to watch out for these Christianities and these Pharisees, these modern day Pharisees, these people who are not teaching the true doctrine of being baptized in water in the name of Yahawashi Mashiach as well. Because then Yahawashi said unto them, take heed and beware of the leaven of the Pharisees and the end of the Sadducees, you know, in Matthew 16 and 6. And like, because we know about that John 3:5 and Mark 16 and 16, where this water baptism is a must to make it in this kingdom of Yahweh. So you can't be swayed away, man. You know that's destruction onto the people who are swayed away, like in Isaiah. So, you know. Come on now. Like, that's just how it goes, man. You can't sway away, man. The elect won't be swayed away, you know. This is predestined, you know. Like, this is going to happen. Just like in John 15 and 16, he ordained us, you know. Eyes of the Lord are everywhere. Just like Hebrews 4 and 12, man. He knows the heart. He knows the intentions. He knows everything. Just like in Isaiah 13 and 12, you know, we're trying to be of the elect, man. We're trying to be precious than fine gold, man. That's why they try to re-educate you, man. They're going to try that, but they can't deceive the very elect, like I'm saying. So you can't stop the Lord what he has established, man. He's coming back to save the elect. The men of the Lord are on that red and blue list for sure. Man. Let me get into that yellow list. If you are of a yellow sticker, then you have been verified as a United States citizen of a European descent. The government knows you are a strong supporter of the government agenda or can be easily persuaded to comply. You will be allowed to remain in your home on house arrest. These are citizens who know nothing about the New World Order and don't want to know. They are considered to be no threat at all, and they will be instructed on how to behave, and they will most likely do whatever they are told. Unfortunately, there are too many of these to be effectively controlled. Many will be killed or starved, and that's just like a house Negro, man. We just don't know nothing, man. Let's get into Isaiah 30. Woe to them, man, that don't know nothing. So I was just trying to find it. This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 30 and verse 1. Woe to the rebellious children, saith the Lord, that take counsel, but not of me, and that cover with the covering, but not of my spirit, in that they may add sin to sin, and they walk and go down into Egypt, and have not asked to my mouth, and to strengthen themselves in the strength of the Furora, to trust in the shadow of the Egypt. So they're not trusting Yahawashi, Yahawashi, not taking in the counsel of Yahawashi, Yahawashi, because we know this counsel shall stand, like in Isaiah 46, and it's just like Isaiah 46 and 10, so it's like this counsel is going to stand, so it's like we got to ride with it, and then they're not, because they don't know nothing, man. They don't know about Yahawashi, Yahawashi. They don't know nothing about the New World Order. They don't know nothing. Just like Proverbs 19 and 21. Proverbs chapter 19 and verse 21. There are many devices in a man's heart. Nevertheless, the counsel of Yahweh that shall stand. And just like I said in Isaiah 46, man, 10, this counsel is going to stand. The counsel of the Lord that shall stand, right here again, Proverbs 19 and 21. Like this is how we know, it's going to stand. So it's like, they'll fall for it, It's like the gift destroyeth the heart, They're gonna want the gifts to be able to buy or sell, Yeah. It's just like book of Job, chapter 23 and verse 13, He that is in one mind, who can turn him? And what his soul desireth, even that he doeth. They're in one mind, one mindset. They're not gonna. It's not ordained for them to believe this. They're blinded, like 2 Corinthians 4 and 4 as well, They're just blinded. They're on one mindset. It's about themselves, They're already programmed. So it's like, we know, they're going to take that gift of their mark of the beast, the gift destroyed the heart. The CBDC is on the way, That's why this blacklist, red, blue, and yellow article is kabod, man. Fema is worried about us, man. They're worried about us for sure. We're threats, but they're worried about these people who we need to kill, get in control, Esau's a hunter, and that's what he does, That's why we just prepare our mind and spirits for this time, man, because it's coming, Yahawashi, Yahawashi, to die for the Lord, man. We were doing no question. We got to have that mindset. We're threats, like I was saying, because we're prophesying against Mount Seir, Esau, Edom. So if the Lord says we are going to get beheaded, we will get beheaded. That's just how it goes. Like I said, we're not above Yahawashi, no servants above him. So what Yahawashi went through, we will as well, man. And it might not be on the same high frequency as what Yahawashi had to go through, But we are still followers of him, like Paul said, be followers of me, 1 Corinthians 11 and 1, And then this is what Yahawashi went through, so some of us will get persecuted like how he did, And that's mainly the three lists that they're looking for, the red, blue, and yellow. So I'm just going to read those ones, because those are the ones that they're focused on. Esau's 100, and that's the ones he's focused on. So this is Sirach chapter 4 in verse 28, strive for the truth unto death, and the Lord shall fight for thee, you know? And then that's what we got to do, you know? Strive for the truth, even if that means death, and the Lord is going to fight for us, you know? You know? That's what I'm saying, like, that's what we got to be prepared, man, to die for Yahawashi, you know? That's why we keep striving for the truth and only fear Yahawashi and keep enduring and keep fighting, man. Bring out that Salaki, and bring out that First Chronicles. This is First Chronicles chapter 16 and verse 22, saying, touch not mine anointed and do my prophets no harm, you know? So, like, that's the chosen people, man, the anointed, man, and his prophets, you know? So it's like, that's why we just got to keep striving, man. We know we will get rewarded if Yahawashi, we get this opportunity to prove our faith. And that's what we want. So I checked this article out, man. It's a Kabbalah article. Yahawashi, this was edifying. Then you go from 2nd Esdras chapter 16 and verse 72, for they shall waste and take away their goods and cast them out of their houses, man. And that's what it goes right there. We're taking you out at 4 a.m., right, to kill you. That plays in right there. Verse 73, and then they shall be known who are my chosen, and they shall be tried as the gold in the fire, you know. Verse 74, hear, O ye, my beloved, saith the Lord, behold, the days of trouble are at hand, but I will deliver you from the same. That's Jacob's trouble, man. It's right around the corner, man. This martial law is about to kick in there. That's why this article's up, you know. This is what it's showing. And like the Lord, you know, the Lord's with you and you're going to be tried, man. It's about enduring through it. So you just gotta keep going. That's what Salaki, let's bring out a precept. Trying to find it, it's taking a minute. Oh, I was just, oh yeah, Salaki, I got it. It's Judith, chapter 8, and verse 24. Now therefore, O brethren, let us show an example to our brethren, because their hearts depend on us, and the sanctuary and the house and the altar rest upon us. Verse 25. Moreover, let us give thanks to the Lord of Yahweh, which tried us, even as he did our fathers. Verse 26. Remember what the things he did to Abraham, and how he tried Isaac, and what happened to Jacob in Mesopotamia, Salakia of Syria, and when he had kept the sheep of Laban and his mother brother. Verse 27, for he had not tried us in the fire as he did them, for the examination of their hearts, neither hath he taken the vengeance on us, but the Lord doeth scourge them that come near unto him, and to admonish them. And that's what he did to our forefathers, and that's what's going to happen to us as well, you know? Just like in the baptism of fire, the video I broke down on the block. Like, that's what's going to go. This is part of that baptism of fire, us dying for the Lord, Yahawashi, you know? It's like, that's what we want, Yahawashi, you know? And, of course, the elders, Hawiyala and Yawasop got a baptism of fire video as well, and Azariah does as well, and Yosef, you know? Check them out, Yahawashi. Check mine out. Do what you got to do. You know, the word of the Lord's getting out, and that's all that matters. We're seeking the kingdom, you know. That's all we're worried about. Salaki, I was getting to the next precept. It's the book of Mark, chapter 8, and verse 35. For whosoever will save his life shall lose it, but whosoever shall lose his life for my sake in the gospels, the same shall save it, you know? And that's what we want. That's why we would die for this truth, no questions asked, you know? That's what I'm saying. That's what it's all about. Get into that Revelation, chapter 6. The book of Revelations, chapter 6. Salakia. Start at verse 10. And he had made us unto our God kings and priests, and we shall reign on the earth. Salaki. In verse 11, I behold, I heard a voice of many angels round about the throne and the beast and the elders, and the number of them was 10,000 times 10,000 and thousands of thousands. You know? That's what that's getting into right there. That goes again with the martyrs who joined Yahawashi and the ones who died for Yahawashi, you know, proving their faith. And it's like, that's what it's all about, man. So we get into that 4 Maccabees, you know. Salaki, I'll bring it out. That 4 Maccabees 13 and 17. This is the New Revised Standard Edition, updated edition. It's saying that, for if we so die, Abraham and Isaac and Jacob will welcome us, and all the fathers will praise us, you know? And that's what it's all about, man. That's what we want. We would, you know? Because, you know, if we die for this truth in the Lord, you know, that we never really die, because we're in Abraham's bosom through Yahawashi, because we're descendants of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. And you're just, you know, we're with the righteous until judgment. And we won't be afraid, because this is just the facts. We will get risen up first, like how I brought out in that 1 Corinthians and 1 Thessalonians, you know. We only fear Yahawashi, you know, because he's the one that decides if we're going to make it to the altar, or we're going to the other place, man. Gehenna. You know? This one. That's what it's all about. Yeah, so like yeah. So like, yeah, Con, that's why I bring out that Wisdom of Solomon 5:15. That's where we're trying to go if we die for the truth, you know, the altar. We don't want to go to the other spot. Sheol. We don't want to go to Sheol, you know? Salakia, it was like, I was thinking in my head, like, where is it at? Salakia. Like, this is chapter 5, Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 5 and verse 15. But the righteous live forevermore, and their reward also is with the Lord, in the care of them that is with the Most High. Therefore they shall receive a glorious kingdom and a beautiful crown from the Lord's hand. For with his right hand shall he cover them, and his arm he shall protect him, you know? And that's dying for the Lord, man, being of the elect, man. You get that crown. That's what it's all about. That's what we're striving in truth to the end, because that's what we want. We don't care of things of this world, man. You know? Love not the world, you know? We don't care of things of this world. We're not of this world, like how Yahawashi isn't, you know? That's why Yahawashi prays for us too. He prays for his elect, man, his people. John chapter 17, verse 9, I pray for them. I pray not for the world, but for them which thou hast given me, for they are thine, you know? So that's how it goes, man. And like, this is that Luke, to go with that Abraham's bosom, you know? To Luke chapter 16 and verse 22. And it came to pass that the beggar died and was carried by the angels into Abraham's bosom. And the rich man also died and was buried. So you know what happened to Beggar? He went into Abraham's bosom, like how I was talking about. You know? And then verse 23, and in hell he lift up his eyes, being in the torments, and seeing Abraham afar off, and Lazarus in his bosom. So Lazarus was in there too, you know? So like that's just what it's all about, man. Like you wanna make it there, man. This is why we strive for the truth until the end. Something Kyrie Irving didn't do, you know. Yahawashi, he would have woke up, but he didn't. He signed that contract and kept going. So I'm gonna end this off. I pray this was edifying. I want to give all honor and glory and praises to Yahweh B'Shem Mashiach Malak Yahawashi. Peace, salutation to the hopeful elect scattered abroad across the four corners of the earth, learning or teaching this gospel in truth and sincerity. Shalom.